Hello everyone, this is Cindy. I am so excited to share this with you because time management is something that we can always use more of and always can find ways to free up some of our time so we can do all the things that we would like to do instead of the things that we think we must do. So I shared this technique with everybody in my first book that got published, and it has a really good receiving end of it because what I wanted to do initially with this concept is to free up people's time so they can actually have time to read something out of my book every day. So I didn't want them to have the excuse of, Sydney, I don't have time to read every day. So I thought if I give them an idea of how to free up at least half an hour each day, then there's no excuse anymore. So wouldn't it be nice if you could free up at least half an hour of your time every single day? So this is what I'm sharing with you now. Some of you who have read my book, you know this, but there are so many people out there who are just not aware of this. And this, I'm saying that it can free up half an hour of your time, but reality is that it can free up a lot more. This strategy has helped me to do all the many things that I'm doing now. I don't know if you know, but I educate from my children still at home, from home through distance education, and there was a time when there was two of them doing it, so it was that was my main job, so that took a lot of my time. And then on top of that, I had written books, I had been coaching people, I have been mentoring people, and I had a lot of me time as well, because that's how I re-energize myself, and being able to do all the things that I really am loving doing is having a lot of me time. So this is such an important thing that I really want out there in the world to have more and more people to utilize. So I'm so excited to share this with you, and let's get started. So I'm going to be reading a lot of it because it's important that you get the best out of this, okay? So when I'm looking down, I'm just reading from my book. Basically, what I would like you to do is get yourself a diary. If you don't have one already, get yourself a diary that has one day to a page. So, a nice big one. And also make sure that when you buy one, it's something of a good quality. Don't just pick up the cheapest one that there is. It's very important that many of you will know this already, that everything is energy. So when you touch something that has low energy, you have that coming into your life. But when you touch something that has high quality, high energy, that has a different transformation in your life. So I always encourage you to get the best feeling one. Don't go for the price, and it doesn't have to be expensive. I'm not saying get the most expensive one. That's not what this is all about. I would like you to just touch a few of them and actually feel it. Which one feels right to you, and that's the one for you. It could be $2, it could be $5, it could be $50, $100. The price does not matter here. Everything is for feeling. So when you go into the stationery shop or wherever you purchase it from, make sure that you get one that you feel good about. It feels right. Okay? So that's the most important thing. That's a good start. Then, until you get the habit of doing this, I highly encourage you to actually do this in your physical diary. After a while, and perhaps after 30 days of doing this physically, you're probably not going to have to do this writing anymore, but you might feel that you're just loving it so much that you still want to do it that way. And that's okay. but do it at least 30 days the way that I'm encouraging you to do it. And it may be different to what you're used to, but remember that you want some changes in your life, right? That's why you're here. So to have changes in your life, at one stage you have to do something different to what you've been doing. And this is not a difficult task. It's not something that requires a lot of money or a lot of effort. It's just something that you can simply make a decision about, that okay, I haven't tried this before, it worked for Cindy, what if it works for me? And this was my motto with everything that I've tried in the last few years, that when people suggested things to me, some of them just sounded really just out there. And I thought, you know what, my life is not going the way that I'm liking it to go to, and this person is telling me something different that I could try, so I am at least trying it. And I did. So many of them just didn't work out at all, right? And some of them did, and some of them led me to some amazing adventures. And I'm so proud of it, that at least I tried everything that people told me to just give it a go. So this is what I'm encouraging you to do. Just give this a go for 30 days, okay? And see what a difference it does make in your life. Not just for you, but everybody around you. It's just amazing. So next thing is to get is a violet color pen. I am absolutely obsessed about this, and you, if you stay with me, you hearing about the violet pens all the time, because I am so much in so much believing it that this works, that I will not shut up about it. I will keep encouraging people to do it. I've got different ones. This is the one I'm using today. It just has to have this color, and not the actual not the pen, but the ink has to have this color as well. So you can get these colored ones, but then they have blue or black ink. That's not what I'm saying. It has to have this color ink, okay? So just track them down somewhere, and there's some really nice gel pens that write really nice. Like this one is just so easy to write with, and I've got some other ones this type. See that? That writes so beautifully as well. And get one that doesn't go through the pages. That's my other thing. I don't like it when you have these pages and you can see what's on the other side when you're writing. So that's the next thing to do. And the color violet, I can talk about this on another video in detail, but just in short, it's the same color as amethyst, and amethyst has a lot of calming energy, that when you touch it, it just has this calming effect on you. So as crystals often used for, you know, working within our energies, I really have that connection with it. And then because you're handwriting and then using these calming and high vibration, the violet color is the highest vibrational color in the color spectrum, and when you have this combination of everything, the results for what you're writing about, half of the job is already done. The work is done for you just by doing these simple things. Okay, so all my ideas are very simple to use. I'm not going to share anything with you that's difficult. So okay, so what's next? Let me think. Yeah, so amethyst crystals are often associated with helping us with calmness, assisting us to connect us to our inner self, and helping to raise our senses of intuition. There you go. So I knew I was missing something. So I'm no expert on this, and you can do your own research on the internet, but I have heard from different sources that handwriting can connect our minds to feel deeper about the things that we write about. To me, it just literally feels like I'm connected to what I'm writing about a lot more. And when I start handwriting, everything just starts flowing so much better than when I'm typing. and it's closer to what I am writing about. Okay, so what's next? Yeah, always work smarter, not harder. And yes, so get yourself a diary. And okay, so if you don't want to get a diary, but you can't find something that's feeling good for you as a diary, you can always just get a notebook for yourself and just make sure that feels good to you, and then decorate it with some pretty pictures. Just find something that you'd really like to have, and find out cut out the pictures of them from magazines, or take pictures of, like, for example, if you want to live in a certain house, you might want to take a photo of it and then put the picture of it on the outside or inside of this little notebook that you have, and just decorate it with your something that feels good to you, because you are picking this up every day, you're handling it every day, so you want to make sure that you feel good about it. Okay, so whatever makes you feel good about this book, this empty book, that's what's perfect for you. Okay, now if you put pictures on it, one thing I would recommend for you to do is to put a clear cover over it so it doesn't get damaged as you keep using it. Now let's talk about what you can do with your new diary. Okay, let's get to the nitty-gritty. So after a while you can skip doing this, but for the first 30 days while you're training your mind to do different things, for as long as you feel, just do this as a habit or a pattern. I have habit in the book, but since then I'm using the word pattern. I like the pattern better than the habit. So this will help you. This helps you save time, and the universe already knows all the steps to take to get the things done, or what things that you would actually like. And as you're just thinking about them, the universe already has that ready for you. Now, doing this exercise is not about letting the universe know about what you want, but more like going to help you kind of talking yourself either in or out of what you really want, and it helps you sort out the important from the not important. After a while, you will find that things you thought were important are not that important at all, and vice versa. This is so much fun. Like, once you get to have the hang of this can be so much fun. So you'll find that things just that you were stressing about and thinking about constantly and overthinking it, that it must get done, and I really have to make time for this and all that kind of thinking. A lot of times those things just disappear. Somebody just says, oh, that appointment is cancelled, you no longer have to attend, or that bill that you were working towards, we've just waived it because we found some miscalculations before, so we overcharged you, so now you don't have to pay it. I literally had people doing that. There was one occasion, can I tell you a story? There was one occasion I received this letter. I received a check in the mail for a month's worth of our home insurance policy payment. And I'm like, that's nice. But why am I receiving this back? And so I called them, and they said, oh, we're just refunding it to you because you've overpaid. I'm like, okay. If you say so. I did not overpay, right? And I said, what do you mean I overpaid? Can you please explain it a bit more to me? I've got this memory lapse. And she says, well, you've called us on such and such a date, and you've told us that you want to pay your premiums yearly, and you've paid it. So now your automatic monthly payments must still be coming through. So because you've already paid until, this was at the end of October, I think, 1 year at the end of October, and this lady says you've paid out your premium until the next year in July. And I'm like, that's awesome. Good to know that I'm so efficient. So I was just playing with her, like, just kind of finding out whether she's serious or not. I thought it was a joke. And I said to her, this is so lovely to hear. Could you please send me an email about this and just confirm what you said? Because she says to me, you don't have to make the monthly payments anymore. I said, well, that's all well and good, but if I stop paying this monthly premium and the house burns down, I don't have any proof to say that I've actually paid it out until the next July. So could you please send me an email and just confirm this? She said, not a problem, it'll take a couple of days because we have to get some different department to send it and blah blah blah. I said, if I'm gonna cash this check now, I would seriously prefer it if you could send me that email now. So what would it take for you to have that organized? And she said, let me think about it. So she goes off, puts me on hold, and then she comes back and she organized it already that they're sending me the email. I said, thank you very much, that's lovely. So then I got the email and they confirmed it in writing that my premium was paid ahead for like 7-8 months, and I did not do that. And so when I got that email, I rang them and I said, I would like to have you investigate what happened to my account, because I got this check and I told her what happened, and I said, I can guarantee that I did not do this. I did not call you and paid you this money, so I don't know who did what, but I would like you to find out and investigate it, who got into my account. Because when I call you, I have to go through these security checks all the time to identify me before you tell me about my account details. So it seems to me that somebody got into my account and make this payment, and I would like to know how that happened, because if they can make payments, then they can do other things as well, and I really don't like that idea that they can do the other things as well. So she was very apologetic and they started investigating. And I got this letter later on to say that we apologize sincerely and we don't know what happened, but somebody did ring up and made that payment, but they wanted it to allocate it to their account and not to your account. So nobody got into my account. It's just a person who took the phone call. Somehow the payment has gone through to my account instead of that other person's. So because they already told me that my account has been paid out for the next 6, 7, 8 months, they couldn't go back on it. They had to honor it, and they also had to honor that other person's account as well, so they tell me. So there you go. Stuff like that can happen, and you can't even ask for things like that. Like, how would I ask for it that somebody please pay out my next 6, 7, 8 months of insurance payments, right? But I really put it down to this time management technique, because I just tell the universe what I want, and I could have had some throwaway line, and it would be nice if somebody would just take care of these bills. I do say stuff like that, so it could have been that the universe just heard that and just fix it for me, right? So let's get back to this. So the universe already knows what you'd like, and once you get the hang of this, you'll find that things can sort themselves out. So that was my story, right? I just want to make sure that you get every bit of this, because it's important that you get that. So once you've got the pen, the violet colored pen, and then your beautiful new book, then you can start creating 2 lists every day. Okay, So one you will mark as most important plans list, and then the other one is your daily plans. So if you spend 2 to 5 minutes on these lists every day, you could free up possibly hours of your time during the week. I'm serious. You no longer search for thoughts in your head that, oh, what am I going to have to do next, or what's on for today. It's just you write it down. It's in front of you every time you have finished something to do. It's just in front of you, and your mind just becomes so free, and other things can come in there like inspirations and lovely ideas. So you no longer search for thoughts in your head, what am I forgetting, but instead you see exactly what you want to get done. So if in your most important plans list, write down 4 of your major goals for the next 6 months and number them in a priority list. Then go to a date 6 months from now and copy the list there with the explanation that was your long-term goal list to achieve 6 months ago. You could write in the following manner. Always write it in present tense. Okay, so I'm really big on this. When you're asking the universe for anything, it must be in a present tense, because we're always in our now. We don't have a past, we don't have a future, we just have this now moment. And so you could say something like this: I'm enjoying my like if you want to go to a resort or something, just change for whatever it is that you want, but I've got an example with the resort. I'm enjoying my time at this resort and the time off from the busy life I used to have 6 months ago, because I've made some changes in my life. That's it. So if you want to go for a resort, you don't have to detail it too much that, oh, I want to go to this resort at this time and I'm going to do this, blah, blah, blah. Just keep it simple, focusing on what you're doing, and I'm enjoying my time at this resort and the time off from the busy life I used to have 6 months ago, because I've made some changes in my life. Okay, so just replace the resort bit with whatever it is that you want. Then every night before you go to bed, fill in your daily plans, and you do that for the following day. Number the daily plans, 1 being the most important to do and 2 for the next, and so on. At number 1, in my book I say you must put that for the next 30 days I am reading a new chapter from Cindy's book and spending half an hour on myself. But for this other exercise, let's not do that. Just whatever it is that is important to you, do that as a number 1, put the most important one, right? And then write something for number 2 and number 3 and so on. Pick out the top 4 that absolutely must get done. That's something that's non-negotiable. Okay, things like if you set up an appointment with optometrist or an accountant or something like that, then obviously you gotta keep that appointment. Okay, but if something to do with let's wash the dog today or take the cat for a walk or something like that, then those things can wait, right? It's not that you put it off, it's just that's not something that's ahead of keeping an appointment with an accountant. And you might disagree with me on that, and that's okay. So you figure out what's the most important for you. Okay, it's just the idea is to number it from the 1 being the most important and the second one is the less important, and then so on. So now pick out the top 4 that's absolutely must get done, and not how to get it done, but just what task is to be done no matter what, and then the rest can fall into 5, 6, 7, 8, so on. For some extra fun, you can draw little check boxes next to them. So when you actually have done them, you can just tick it off that it's done. And when you get up the next day, all you must do is look at your diary and the first plan, then throughout the day complete number 2 and 3, and then get to the others. If you couldn't possibly find or create an extra half an hour each day for yourself until now, this is a great time to create it. So before getting to bed, set your alarm half an hour earlier than usual, so you can read a new chapter of this book. Okay, so we don't need that. This okay. Okay, you don't need to do that because this is to do with the book. But what you do is let me just make sure that I've got this right for you. Do something that is just for you. So set your alarm half an hour earlier to when you usually wake up, and then in that half an hour just do something for yourself. Doesn't matter what it is, find something. And what it does, it sends out messages to the universe that you feel that you are important, that you're accepting it, that you are an important puzzle piece in somebody's life today, right? Or you're important because you're important, and that's it. Nobody has to get involved with it. You are important. So when you actually send those messages out to the universe, it comes back to you 100 times. I can guarantee that. So the next morning, a lot of people like making up their beds as the first thing when they wake up, so they feel that they start the day with something accomplished. I somehow always disliked that idea, and I didn't know for a long time why. I just thought it's just not me. So to me, that is a signal for breeding for germs. And again, you don't have to agree with me on this one, but this is how I look at it, right? So when you just, especially in Australia here, it gets so hot, and when you sleep in that bed all night, and you wake up, and then you just make up the bed, I can just sense it that it's a breeding ground for germs to grow. So I never make up our bed in the morning. I leave it open, let it air out, and sometimes during the day I just make it up, and that's it. So so back to the diary. Thanks for being understanding that I'm reading this, because I seriously want to make sure that I'm getting this right for you. So in the evening or just before it's time to go to bed, look at your list. Then congratulate yourself either way, whether you have done all the planned activities you've set out or not. If you have completed all of them, that's great. You could say something like, I appreciate you, universe, for guiding me and supporting me throughout my day. And if you have not completed all the plans, you could say something like this. I appreciate you, universe, for guiding me and supporting me with my day today. I have completed several plans, and I appreciated that some of them on my list were not as important as I initially thought they might have been. See what I'm doing there? You're still appreciating everything. It's so important that we don't beat up ourselves when something doesn't get done that we thought that we should be doing, right? So then what you do is, when you say this, the second sentence is that I have completed several plans, and I appreciated that some of them on my list were not as important as initially thought they might have been. We can be so hard on ourselves. We are our worst enemies sometimes. So just be gentle with yourself, and then when you're feeling so gentle about yourself, that's again sending out messages to the universe that you love yourself exactly how you are. Okay? And if it was important to have those things done, then they would have got done. I can guarantee that. So then simply copy over to the following day the things that you didn't get done but still must get done. Add whenever new that may have popped to get done, which you haven't had before, and again number them in order of importance. So basically just do whatever you did the night before. So you see, whatever is really important, it always gets done. There's no use beating yourself about it. Yeah, I already went through that. So this is the fun part. It happens to me frequently that things I didn't get done for whatever reason I did not really dwell on eventually was either done by somebody else or have been cancelled altogether, and if I paid any attention to it more than what I have offered, it would have been a waste of time. So when you think that you have to do something and the universe thinks somehow different, then when you look back on it, that it, when it gets done by somebody else, and when you look back on it, oh, that would have been wasting my time for like half an hour or an hour, and you could have used that time for something else. So it's so important not to dwell on the things that didn't get done. Just kind of, if it's something that really must get done, put it down the next day again. But if it keeps on not getting done, don't worry about it. Something is coming to you, that either a person who can help you with that to get it done quicker, or a person who says, I really love doing that stuff, can I do this for you? Like, I had that happen to me so many times, and it's just it just becomes a fun way of dealing with life in general, and all these little things that you don't stress about anymore frees up your time to do all the things that you love doing and brings you joy. So as you're prioritizing them, the universe knows what your intentions are, but then you also have to allow the universe to do its magic. It's a co-creation. It's not just you doing stuff. So all you must do after that is to simply allow the universe to sort out the details of the how and when they get done, and allow the universe to decide which are the really important ones and all the other bits. And I really encourage you not to use the words such as should've, could've, and would've when looking back in the past. Those statements are such energy wasters. If you should've or could've or would've done something, then they would have been done. It's as simple as that. Just accept it. And if you do this every day for a month, you start to get into the pattern of it, and talking more patiently and more precisely with the universe, you get to experience that you don't have to slowly kill yourself trying to get everything done. And it is okay to ask and accept help from others. So what you find happening when you do this, what other people are telling me and what happened to me as well, that all of a sudden their children or grandchildren or whoever they've got connections with or partners, they start doing more stuff just in their own household. They, children start sweeping the floor or vacuuming or dusting or doing dishes and stuff, and they like, what happened? They've never done that before, and just let them do it. So I'm back again. My lovely internet connection just cut out towards the end of the video that I was doing before, so kind of not finishing it the way that I wanted to, but there's going to be, when I put these two videos together, there's going to be a little bit of a delay with some things, so I may not pick up where I left off, but doesn't matter. The information is there for you. So if I double up on something, it just means that the universe wanted you to hear it twice. So what I'm I should have probably checked it where it left off, right? Anyway, the what I would like to talk about is, so the idea with this time management system is to have fun, is to not to have to dwell on things all the time, not to overthink things, not to figure out how all these things are going to get done, but just simply just have fun with it and set your intentions by writing them down, and let the universe do a lot of the work. Okay, just allow it to happen. Obviously, I'm not saying sit on your tush and not do anything. That's not what I mean. I mean, obviously, do the actions that is inspiring, the inspirations that comes to you that you want to do, but just don't stress about any of this stuff, because when you're stressed, you lower your energies and you're blocking a lot of people that would be coming to help you. So it's when you have the high vibrations, the energy vibration, then you attract all those nice people to come to you that could give you guidance to make things easier for you all the time. Okay, so have fun with it. And so by simply writing things down and prioritizing them, you are letting the universe know what you want to get done. So all you must do after that is to simply allow the universe to sort out the details of how and the when they get done. Okay? And yeah, I'm pretty sure I said that before, so I think it's very important, because I just got back to this. It must be important because I talk about this a lot. I encourage you not to use the terms such as should have, would have, could have, because if something would have had to get done, then it would have got done. And just seriously, just accept it. I think I said that before. Just accept it, because yeah, I said it before that stressing about it is not going to help. Okay, just because you didn't get something done and then you dwell on it for the next 2 hours, is it going to change it that you haven't got it done? No. So just stop it. So if you do this every day for a month, you start to get into the pattern of talking more precisely with the universe. You get to experience that you don't have to kill yourself slowly by trying to get everything done, and it is okay to ask for help. So it helps you in prioritizing and start running things smoother in your life. Wouldn't that be more fun when things just run smoother in your life? How exciting is that? So have fun with this, and you cannot mess this up. So important, you cannot possibly mess this up. So if something doesn't work out the way that you have first imagined it, just have a little giggle about it, have a laugh, and just say, I love your sense of humor, universe, and I wonder what's next. I love asking that question, what's next? Because that's when the inspiration comes to do something different. And yeah, so just say, I love your sense of humor, universe. I wonder what's next, what is next? And then just leave it at that. And you'll be surprised at the speed of the inspiration that comes to you. It could be instant. And I'm sure many of you have experienced this before. And if you haven't, then this is the time for you. You're ready for it. I know it, because you wouldn't be listening to this if you weren't. So just enjoy it. Have fun with it. And the last thing I'd like you to do is to please write down everything you can think of right now. Like seriously, right now. Get a piece of paper and or a notebook or anything that you have handy, and start writing down with ease. Don't push it, but something that just flows to you nicely, that you love about yourself. What is it that you appreciate about yourself? Could be anything. Could be your sense of humor, could be the color of your eyes or your hair, or your genuine kindness, or the love that you feel for others. It could be, or just keep writing whatever comes to you. Just keep writing it until you can't write anymore. So everything you think of, please make sure you do that, as this is a very important part of your journey. And yeah, it helps you attract more nicer things to you. When you think about yourself and say nice things about yourself, it puts out that energy into the universe that you care about you understand that you do matter and you are important. So that attracting more positive energy and love into your life. And if you cannot possibly find anything, then please write something that you would like someone else to love about you. I was at this stage sometime, not, what was it, 6 years ago, when I couldn't think of anything nice about myself. Like nothing. I just absolutely just nothing. That was just blank. And so I understand, if you're there, that you don't feel good about yourself right now, and that's okay. It's a good starting point. Just accept it. Wherever you're at, just accept it and then start from there. It's kind of like you can take a little stock take, like they do it in the shops every now and then. So do your little stock take, and if you can't find anything that you love about yourself, just imagine what you'd like somebody else to love about you, and write that down. Even if it's just one thing, it doesn't matter. Just one thing. And if you can't think of anything, this is what I used to appreciate, that I'm still breathing. And I seriously had to even think about that, if that was a good thing to like right there and then. But I just knew that it was, because I had my children and I wanted to be with them for a long time. So I knew in my heart that it was, but that's the only thing I could think of, that that I was still breathing. So if that's where you're at, that's okay. And just know that it can get better. As long as you want to get better and be in a different place, it can be done, because I have done it, many people have done it, and you can do it too. I believe in you. Okay, so then and then simply ask yourself, what is it that's holding me back from loving that about myself right now? So that's the question you would ask if you can't think of anything else, but you can think of something that you would like somebody else to love about you. And then just ask, what is holding me back right now that's loving myself right now? And this writing does not have to be neat, okay? And even if it doesn't make any sense, doesn't even have to make any sense, just write it down. And whatever it comes up for you, don't overanalyze it, just write it down. So even after you wrote down what things you love about yourself, then you just if you want to keep writing, whatever comes to you, just keep writing. And your subconscious is just communicating things that you've been kind of pushing down or maybe just it wasn't on the surface, and it's coming out now because you are working with a different mindset now, and you shifted your mindset about something, so it opens up little doors in your head in a way that allows itself to come to the surface. So sometimes when you do this exercise, it comes out in a way that it just keeps on flowing. Whatever comes to you, just write it down. Okay, so that's my time management ideas for you. And I'm really encouraging you to just give it a go for 30 days and see how you go. And I would love it if you come back in 30 days or even in a day or two, come back to this video and share with us what you're experiencing, how you're feeling about it, how you're going with it. I would love for you to come back and just share, because every one of us is experiencing different things. So when we share our different things with others, it can spark something in another person that otherwise it wouldn't have been brought to their attention. So, and it also gives encouragement to others to give it a go if they have been kind of just sitting on it and not wanting to try it because for whatever reason. That's okay, but maybe, 2 months down the track they come back to this video and then then see all the comments from other people that have tried it. It can make a whole lot of difference in so many people's lives. So don't be shy, be courageous and brave, and share whatever it is there for you there to share about this experience. And I can't wait to see all the comments and talk to you about this, or talk with you about this, not to you. And if you have any questions whatsoever, please just ask. Keep it in this video so it all stays together, and I'll come back and respond to you and answer your questions. And I think that's it. And thanking you and appreciating you for listening this long, and I really want to congratulate you to invest this time in yourself, because it pays off in so many different ways in the future for you. I can absolutely guarantee that, 99.99%. But seriously, when you invest time in yourself, it just you always get something back from it, something beautiful. If nothing else, it just sends the message out to the universe that you do care about yourself. So the universe sends you back things that shows you that the universe cares about you too. So, but don't do it for any reason. Do it because it feels right for you to do it. Okay? And yeah. So I'm gonna leave you now with this, and thank you for your attention, and congratulations for making it this far. And this is Cindy from Brisbane, Australia, sending you lots of love and hugs and kisses and my pure appreciation. Bye for now. See you soon again.